Hey garden friends, I am back. A lot of stuff going on here in the yard and greenhouse. Right here we're standing next to the pawpaw, one of the pawpaw trees, and it's starting to leaf out. I've got did some more grafts on the other one, and I planted a Benson little baby here. Hardly see it. I had one before and it was in the pot and I waited too long and ended up dying out, so I planted this one kind of right away. Hopefully it'll take off. So it's a KSU Benson. It's supposed to be pretty productive, just like this KSU Atwood. But surprisingly, this year it looks like the Atwood is taking a year off. I don't see many blooms on it. This one here is the Prima, but I've got some like overleaf grafts and stuff on here, so we'll see. Right over here I've got my multi-grafted citrus little patch. Everything's looking good, leafing out, getting ready to bloom. This is the Chiquasha, I believe, here, and then I've got US 119. I've got this is the precocious trifoliate blooms right here. This is one of the first trees that came out of dormancy and bloomed. So right behind me is this is the mango pawpaw. Bunch of flowers on here. I've been hand pollinating everything and putting more grafts on here. I did a sunflower graft right here, and this is Rappahannock. I do have a Rappahannock tree on the other side of the yard, but I think it was getting too wet over there, and it's dying off. I don't see it really coming back. Down here, this tiny baby, this is a Chappelle. This is a KSU Chappelle, and it is looking pretty happy so far. It's super tiny, but we'll see how it does. Right here is loquat. I've been going a little crazy with the loquat varieties this year. These are some grafts. This is what I'm using as a rootstock, or part of it. The rest of it here I'm letting grow, but part of it I've grafted Novak. I've grafted Orange Dream. Right here I've grafted Strawberry, and I've got a bunch of other grafts in the greenhouse. Over here I'm trying to layer this. This is a Mammoth pineapple guava. So I put a layer here, kind of like dug in part of the branch into the ground and put a brick on it. So hoping that it's gonna, at least by the end of the growing season, have roots and I can cut that off. So this right here is a Pakistan mulberry. It's pretty small, but it's gonna take off. I'm pretty sure this year it's gonna take off and do real well. I've grafted it on some other rootstocks I had, and also I grafted the white chatude. I think it's also called like King White. So I grafted that. I'm hoping that will take. This right here is a dwarf Thai mulberry. So I think it had here some fruits right here trying to form. These are supposed to be really productive. And even for this little small rooted cutting this thing is, it's got 5 fruits on it right now. And once these guys get going, I hear they really are super productive. Right here is a seedling, a volunteer seedling of my Nasmith's pineapple guava. I wanted to add some different varieties to it. This one is Albert Supreme. The one you saw in the budwood I got, the scions, and then I went ahead and grafted this one here. This is the Nikita. So these are notoriously hard to graft, so I'm hoping that these take. So this is my Swingle Citramello. This is a Swingle Citramello. You can see it is just in full bloom. I'm trying to get a good angle on it. The whole thing is in bloom. Expect to get a lot of fruits this year. And this right here is the yuzu. It's trying to get going. Way up here, I grafted a sudachi. Hopefully that'll take off. But I'm happy to see all these bees. There's some honeybees and some bumblebees taking advantage of the flowers here. And this is regular trifoliate. Bloomed real early. And I got a bunch of fruit. I'm just letting this one grow out as my rootstock tree. So I'm gonna grow all these. Oh, I might have knocked one off, but we're just letting these grow out. Over here, it's got the edible flying dragon. It's getting ready to bloom. And I see a ladybug. If you can see it right here. Right here, I did get that red gem grafted. This is the goumi. Starting to break the buds here. Pretty happy. I did 1, 2, there's 3, and there's 4 grafts of this. But only one seems to be budding out so far. Right here is my persimmon, and I did that Rojo Brillante, and I did a few of these grafts. And this one seems to be budding now. So right here I've got a Vista White graft. This is the loquat. Other side I'll show you some other ones. On this side I did a Mizuho. This is a Japanese variety that's supposed to make really huge fruit. Maybe not as big as what is it, panache? But anyway, this is another Mizuho. This is a Obusa. So it hasn't really done much, really, this Obusa, but I'm hoping it's gonna bud out. I don't really show much ornamentals, but I did plant some tulips this year. And they look really, the blooms are about done, but these are really super pretty. Got this nice yellow one here. Inside the greenhouse, I've got the rose apple. Pretty blooms too. Over here, tucked away, I got this is a new jabo graft. It's a crown. This is on my Sabra that still hasn't wanted a fruit, so I started using it as a rootstock. I'm gonna kind of multi-graft this tree and hope at least the grafts I put on it start fruiting. In this little propagation area, just wanted to show you. I finally got one of the figs I've been trying to get for a while, Constantine de Algerie. It makes a really bright yellow fruit, and it's kind of a hot item right now. I know figs go through these, fig collectors go through these phases where certain things that are really rare, everybody wants them and pay exorbitant amounts of money for them. I was bidding on a small tree of this on Fig Bid, and it went up to like $200, so I was lucky to get my hands on some cuttings, and they seem to be doing okay. Can't wait till they start getting big enough to fruit. May be hard to see all the little blooms, but this finger lime, every single little branch has blooms on it. Every single branch.